So it all comes down to this. We are ready, and Super Bowl 58 off and running from New Orleans. Taken in at the 3. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. On the ground, this is Derrick Henry. Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's 2nd down.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Now wins. Eluding the pressure right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. That sack by Tremaine Edmonds. But just 2 plays in, and Charles already their first sack defensively.
Yeah, how about that? That didn't take long, did it? And now they look at 3rd down, and that's another time to try and go and get the quarterback, too.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down. So on 4th down, here's the Australia native Mitch Wishnowsky to punt this one away. Taking it about the 16. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. They run it for the first time with Tony Pollard. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. This Super Bowl, of course, just a huge one for this head coach. The first time he's walked the sidelines in a game of this magnitude. And you know, I might normally ask the cliche, what's going through his mind right now? But maybe the better question, CD, what do you think are the pitfalls of being a first-time head coach in this game?
Well, you know it's something that he thought about, Brandon, and he had to. And he was thinking about it long before he got to this stage. As the season progressed and he saw that his team was good, if he was smart, he started to make plans right then and there. Reach out to other coaches who've been there before. Find out how they handled winning, losing, handling all the ticket situations, travel, practice, all those things, and then trust your gut.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by J.C. Jackson. And the Packers will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own.
That's for Bateman, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Tyson Campbell. And he brings this one back. It's a pick-6 and a Jet touchdown. Extra point attempt to follow here. He's got it, and the Jets lead 7-0. So they throw the pick-6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he won't quite make it to the 25. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They trail early on in this Super Bowl as they come up 1st and 10. Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. 3 yards to gain there, second down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
From the 27, Wentz. This will go to Henry out wide. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. So the completion good for just 3. And that'll make it third down. Wentz. And this is going to be incomplete.
This offense has definitely been slow getting out of the gate. It's almost like they missed their wake-up call for this one. No points on their first 2 possessions, and now it's looking like none on this one either.
And this may be a big early turning point in this Super Bowl. They're going to go for it on 4th down here. This one complete to Christian Kirk. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. Again, they'll throw with Wentz. And one more time, here's Kirk. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. So in jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. A shotgun handoff to Henry. And he's got about 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 25. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Now a play fake. Wentz. Open man right side is Ingram. And he is out of bounds. Looks like right at the 15. A first red zone opportunity now for the Packers. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 15. Running from the gun with Henry. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. It's rare that a man his size can't at least push forward for a yard, but they stopped him there for nothing.
You're talking about tiny? You're talking about the little guy back
Tiny.
there? That monster. Yeah, you're exactly right. And it takes a group effort to get a guy like that down and not let him find some space. The first guy in, he's got to take one for the team, right? Because he's just waiting there and holding on for everyone else to help him out.
From the gun, it's Wentz. And it's caught. And it's a Packers touchdown. Marlon Mack from 3 yards out. And the Packers are an extra point away from tying this Super Bowl at 7. Boswell good with the extra point. And that will tie our score here in this opening quarter of play. Boy, tie game, first quarter, but still they're going to go with the onside kick. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. They had the interception last drive, led to the tying touchdown, so 7-7 the score as they begin 1st and 10. He'll rifle this one deep right side. He's got a man, complete, and down to the 11. Big yardage that time for the Jets. Pretty good timing. He waited just enough for that post play to develop and laid it right in there.
And you know what a lot of teams do when they decide to throw a post route? Because it's a little bit longer developing play, they max protect. Bring everyone in, keep the tight end in, an extra back to make sure the quarterback has time to deliver the football.
They'll go with Pollard here on 1st down. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. Tony Pollard taking it in from 11 yards out. And the Jets have taken the lead. Extra point splits the uprights. And that makes the score 14-7. The kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And that one bounces out of the back of the end zone, so we'll start the drive at the 25 on the touchback. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They trail early on in this Super Bowl as they come up 1st and 10. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
It's easy to see when we review this that the ball needs to come out quicker, because if you don't throw it right on the break, you bring a crowd of people into the equation.
And that's why it got knocked away there. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. On play action, Wentz. He'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack. Call it a loss of 4 there on the sack. And speaking of the number 4, it brings up 4th down now. They'll go for it. It's Wentz. That's complete. It's Rashad Bateman. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The Packers with the football here to begin the second quarter. On play action, it's Wentz. As they've got it with a 1st and 10. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. They fake the give. Now Wentz trying to lay one up deep. And this is caught inside the 5. Touchdown, Packers. Evan Ingram, 48 yards. And the Packers are an extra point away from tying up this Super Bowl. Extra point put through by Boswell. And we are tied here in the second quarter. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match in a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. Man open, it's Goodwin. Breaks the tackle, he's got room to run. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46. They will get 4 yards here on the 1st down run, and that'll make it 2nd and 6. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. He'll look to throw. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Jason McCourty. And the Packers are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front. Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display. From the 39, Wentz flushed out right. Over the middle, complete. That's Henry. And they've got it well across midfield, down to the 40 before it's all said and done. Play action. Now Wentz. He's got a man on the crossing route. That's Moore. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. From the red zone now, Wentz. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Similar to a shooter in basketball, just connected on the previous shot. They run another set for him on the next play. Now, we had a guy who made the catch. They tried to get the big one downfield, but came up empty.
And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting it before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
Throw left side is complete on the diving effort. Touchdown, Packers. 3 touchdown passes now for Carson Wentz. And the Packers have moved out in front. Boswell good with the extra point. And the lead is now 21-14. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And 2 picks thrown here in this first half alone. We'll see how that affects him.
Can't wait to see where his confidence is, because the great ones, they'll throw 4 or 5 picks, and while it'll hurt their team, it won't hurt their confidence. They'll think something was just wrong with the ball or the wind or something was funny. It's never about them. That's how they stay so into the moment and into the game.
And he'll push his way forward to about the 32. Give him 6 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
It looks like the Packers have added an extra DB on 3rd down. He'll drop to throw. That's complete to Mooney. And he is going to have a Jets first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Swinging this out for Pollard. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. Two minutes on the clock in the 2nd quarter of this Super Bowl. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. Back to throw again. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by J.C. Jackson. 3 first-half interceptions now, and Charles, you'd have to think a fair amount of concern is developing over there on that sideline.
And there should be, because essentially he's been a little loose and possibly reckless with the football here in the first half. Now, maybe it's not all on him, but still 3 interceptions. That puts the entire team in jeopardy. So the play caller from here on out got to design some throws for him that he can complete, keep it away from the defense, and try and get him back on track.
And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme.
and you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
He's going to look deep down the field. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. A big play that time through the air. 33 yards. The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's first and goal from just inside the 10. And right side, Henry's got it. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Moved back to the 10. They'll try on second and goal here. Now Wentz again. And he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown. DJ Moore there to make the grab. And the Packers continue to look good here in the first half of this Super Bowl. Extra point put through by Boswell. And the lead now up to 14. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And they've got less than 30 seconds to go here, so not a lot of time to work with. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And for the fourth time tonight, it's an interception. Picked up by Justin Reed. Well, Charles, you know, so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's second down. To throw once more on second and 10. Wentz. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now.
That's an excellent play by the defender. He diagnosed that one, closed quickly, and helped force the incompletion.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Throwing now is Wentz. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. Now a timeout. 7 seconds left in the first half.
Well, things are definitely going right for them here in the first half. Pick it down, any down, even third down, no problem. They get a connection there and pick up a fresh set of downs, continuing to move the ball.
Throwing on first is Wentz. And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock.
That was well played, but that was also an example of a corner who understands his coverage, realized he had support behind him, and could be a little more aggressive in the shorter zone, and did exactly that, knocking that pass away.
That is caught. Rashad Bateman. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. So we've come upon halftime in the big one, the Super Bowl. As we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach? These two teams sat through a longer than usual 30-minute wait, but we're back in action here in this Super Bowl. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will... at the 25. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And right now, their chances of hoisting that Lombardi trophy not looking too great, but perhaps that long halftime, maybe it did them a world of good.
But if there's ever a chance to regroup, it's in this game, right? Because you do have that long halftime, a chance to really assess things and maybe make some changes and true adjustments. They played great all year long. That was the worst first half of the season for them. They're hoping to put it behind them and come out punching here in the second half.
Buying time to his left, and he'll just get rid of it.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
Pollard now a first down and more, and finally marked down at the 42-yard line. So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Over the middle, and he's got Goodwin complete. They'll run left with Pollard, and he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Goff now to throw. That's complete to a speedy wideout Goodwin. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Now a shotgun handoff to Pollard. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Here's Goff. Forced out to his left. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down. Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on 3rd down. From the gun, here's Goff. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. Boy, a call like this, certainly tougher to make in a Super Bowl, but they'll go for it on 4th down. They go ahead and snap it. Goff. Into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick. And the Packers are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 24-yard line. So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the 3rd quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in. Coming out to start this 3rd quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. To throw, it's Wentz. Going right side here, and that's complete. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
Now a nice throw here, right side. He hauls it in. And they got it well across midfield, down to the 40 before it's all said and done. Again, it's Wentz. Again, he finds more. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. On 1st and 10, here's Wentz. Looking sideline, incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
Third quarter of the biggest spectacle in sport, the Super Bowl. Thanks for joining us, everybody. 2nd and 10. Meanwhile, Wentz's throw here into the hands of Moore. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. To throw is Wentz. And he'll go right back to Moore. Complete again. And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. It'll be a loss of 2 on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down. Wentz to throw again. And this is caught. He hits Moore. Touchdown. DJ Moore. His 2nd touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Packers will extend their 3rd quarter lead here in this Super Bowl. Boswell good with the extra point. And the lead down to 3 touchdowns at 21. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line. So bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision. Loses him about 4 yards. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, it does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Now a 1st down throw. Gone. He finds his man. Complete. It's Goodwin. 1 quarter remains here in the Super Bowl. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. On 2nd and very short. Goff. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on. 3rd down. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
Flush to his right. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the 1st. But nowhere to throw it, decided to scramble, and a nice job, CD. Got the yardage that he needed.
Yeah, and his teammates are certainly going to appreciate that effort, even if his coaches don't, because they would have wanted him to slide and protect himself. But he chose team gain over personal protection.
But when this ball's tipped it in.